Hi, and welcome to the Gentle Beginnings podcast. I am Toby Deitch, and today I have with me Aidy from Blossom Women's Wellness. Aidy is a certified nutrition coach, a certified fitness trainer through the National Academy of Sports Medicine, and she is a wealth of knowledge, information, and so much heart. The way that she works with her clients is really helping them to create these lifestyle changes that will stick and not quick fixes. Her specialty is in women's health and wellness. She is a master at helping women with balancing their hormones and really feeling good at every stage in their life, whether if they're cycling or pregnancy, postpartum, breastfeeding, perimenopause or menopause. She really knows it all. And that's the reason why I trust her and I brought her on because she is someone that I work with myself and recommend clients to. And I'm so happy that she agreed to take time out of her busy schedule to really be with us here today. Welcome, AD. And we're so
Thank
happy to
you.
have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for that beautiful welcome. And I'm so happy to be here. I love talking about what I'm passionate about. So I'm excited.
Great. Okay. So, as you know, we did a little question box with my little Instagram tight knit community and WhatsApp community because we have some on there as well. And basically, what we asked the people is to let us know their questions, what they want to know. So, like that, we can address those questions and that they really get the answers that they are seeking. So, I have those questions written down with me and I will be going through them one by one. And we have the master here. So she's going to be able to really answer us and, hopefully get us some clarity. Um, okay. So, first question, I want to know things I can do daily to prevent so much pelvic pain and have more energy in the third trimester. What do you have to say
That
about
is
that?
that is a great question. I feel like so many of us have so many little discomforts throughout pregnancy that we're like, is this normal? Is this okay? Is this how it's supposed to be? And when it comes to energy, energy is so low. Everyone has it different with every trimester. For some, energy is really low in the first trimester, picks up in the second, drops again in the third. Some people have energy throughout. Some people don't have energy throughout. So everyone is so unique. And first, what I want to say is that however your body is during pregnancy, honor that and respect your body and be grateful that you have the opportunity to grow a human life inside of you. And it is a difficult, challenging, but beautiful experience. And let's not take that for granted. That's number one. And number two, for the first part of the question with the pelvic pain, the real question is, why are you having the pelvic pain? Are you having intense pain that you cannot go about your daily life? And if the answer is yes, then please talk to your provider. But if you have just discomfort, pain that you can go about your daily life, but it is really uncomfortable and slightly painful, then there are definitely things that you can do. And it's also important to know why we might be feeling that. So, first, to address why you might be feeling this pain. So, one of the reasons why we might be feeling any of those discomforts, slight pains, is due to a natural process in our body as we get pregnant. There is a hormone that is called relaxin, and it literally does what it sounds. It relaxes your joints, your muscles, your ligaments, so that when you get to giving birth, your body is soft and stretchable, so you can really just open up and birth this human being into this world. And we want that. We want that hormone to keep peaking throughout our pregnancy. But the little slight side effect, which might not feel so slight always, is that we will feel achy, sometimes even sharp pains. And that is just how it is, how our bodies respond to not being so firm, not being so, I would say, tight and rigid the way it should normally be because of that hormone. Another reason why we might be feeling discomfort, pain, and achiness is because our uterus is growing and our baby is growing. That puts a lot of pressure on our bodies. Our body works the most optimally in when we are in the best posture. So when our posture is right, our aches and pains are diminished because none of the muscles really need to compromise or make up for any lacking muscles. When you have a muscle that is not doing its job, there will be another muscle that will compensate for it, but it's not really meant to be doing that job. So our bodies will feel achy and uncomfortable. So when our body is growing life and our uterus is expanding and our baby is expanding, our posture naturally, and that is normal, will kind of break itself. It won't be ideal, it won't be optimal for day-to-day living, but it is optimal for pregnancy. So because our posture is a little bit off, we will feel these discomforts as well. Another reason is because our pelvic floor, even though we have the relaxant that's relaxing us overall with our ligaments and our joints and our muscles, our pelvic floor itself is super tight. So we want to have that relaxin hormone softening us so we can give birth, but we also want a strong core but soft pelvic floor. So pelvic floor and core is very, people kind of use it interchangeably, but it isn't. So your core is from your like right under your chest till your hips. So you have your, abdominals, your core like on the side muscles, and your pelvic floor is from your hips and down, like by your waist and all that. That is where your uterus literally sits. So we want to stretch those muscles, that area, but we don't want to overstretch so that the relaxant makes us too loose and the stretching makes us even looser so that the pain kind of continues. So there are a couple of stretches and mobility movements that I always recommend during pregnancy that I feel helped me so much during pregnancy as well. And the best part about those exercises is that you can do them in your bed before you roll out and start your day, or as you get into bed when you're done with your day and you're going to sleep. So, one of those exercises would be cat cow or pelvic tilts, however you want to call it. You can do it in bed, you can do it standing, you can do it sitting, but I find doing it in bed is just so much more comfortable because it will take the pressure off of your back. So what you're going to do for that is you're going to come onto all fours. So you're going to be palms down, knees down. You want your wrists under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. You're going to be on all four. So already in that position, your baby's kind of just like being held with gravity, taking the pressure off of your back. And what you're going to do is you're going to give yourself a big inhale and think of literally opening up so that your belly can expand with air, your chest can open up and get some air as well. So that's going to be the cat. And then cow, you're going to exhale and squeeze. So you're going to kind of be hugging your baby. You're going to squeeze your core muscles with your exhale. You're going to go nice and slow. You're going to breathe in and out. Really take a couple of seconds to hold each part, because when you're breathing in, you're letting yourself just stretch open and you're going to feel a little bit of like a massage on your back from being in that position. And then when you exhale, you can really stretch your back and strengthen your core, which also feels really nice. And you're hugging your baby, and it's just a yummy feeling. So that's one exercise that you can do. All these exercises are going to be in this all fours position, so no need to kind of jump around in bed. We all know that it's not fun to do that when you have a belly. So
Yes.
the second exercise is going to be still on all fours. You're just going to widen your knees slightly so you have a little bit more room, especially to accommodate for your belly. And you're going to rock forward and back. So you're going to let your shoulders come over your wrists and then rock back, let your hips drop towards your heels. So you're going to kind of shift, rock forward and back. You can do that about 10 times. Remember to go nice and slow. Follow your breath. You can inhale as you come forward, exhale as you lower back down. If it feels really nice, stay in that rock back position. You'll just feel your hips opening up and your thighs stretching. It feels really nice. And
Wow.
it's a really relaxing way to start your day and a really relaxing way to end your day if you're doing it in bed. Another exercise that you can do would also be the rocking forward and back, but you're going to take, imagine this is my leg, my right leg. You're going to take that leg out to the side. So you're going to end up stretching your inner thigh and working your hip mobility. So you're going to have that leg out to the side. And again, you're going to rock forward and rock back. And you'll start feeling all those really good stretches and everything softening and loosening up. So, those are three exercises that you can do. That is the cat cow, which will strengthen your core and take some of the pressure off of your pelvic floor. You're going to do the rocking forward and back, which will give you nice mobility in your hips. And then it's called adductor rock backs. Your adductors are the muscles on your inner thigh. You're going to take one leg out to the side, rock forward and back, and then remember to repeat on the other side. And everything is going to be following your breath, nice and slow, nice and soft. Do 5 reps, do 10 reps, do as many or as few as feel good for you. And then there's one other exercise which I would say is a bit more advanced. It could feel a lot more challenging on the bed because, if your mattress is not that firm, you're not going to feel so stable and it is going to challenge your stability, this exercise. So maybe do it on a mat or come down onto the floor. That exercise is bird dog. So basically what you're going to be doing is still starting in all fours position. You're going to straighten out one arm and extend the opposite leg. So think of straightening out your right arm and your left leg, and you're going to bring your knee to elbow and then extend back out. So what that is going to be doing is it's going to work your midsection, your back, and it is also going to work your pelvic floor because you're going to have to be stabilizing. So all these exercises combined will really target to like strengthen and tighten your core as much as possible throughout pregnancy without doing crunches, which is not recommended. But it will also loosen and soften your pelvic floor muscles, which might be tight and causing those achy, sharp pains that you might be having. Again, do everything as little or as many times as feel comfortable. Breathe with it, go nice and slow. And if you feel a discomfort that just feels really off, then obviously stop. But these exercises are so soft and so gentle that you shouldn't really be feeling that way. So I hope that answers the first part of the question
I
of
think
like the
I think
pelvic
it's a
pain.
very I think it's a very, very thorough answer, and I love that you're addressing, like, number 1, why is it happening? Because sometimes we go down the rabbit hole, we think, like, the worst thing is happening, when really it's just your body's doing changing as it should, and I love that these exercises are, like, it's like a self-care routine in a way because it's very, very calming and, like, you can use that time to connect with your baby and really come into your body and learn to, like, even, practicing your breathing through it. So thank
Yeah,
you so much for that. I just want to just go through that. So we're talking cat cow, but we have the rocking forward and back. Then
yeah.
you were saying the one with the leg out. Is that also on hands and knees, or would that be like sort of in like a sitting position?
That is still on hands and knees with your leg out. You want your leg to be in a comfortable position
Right.
on the side of you. So you're
Right.
going to do a couple on one side and a couple on the other side. You are
Yeah.
starting on hands and knees and you will rock forward and back. When you rock back, you're kind of sitting on your knee, like on your leg that's down,
Right.
and you could just hold that position for a couple seconds, but it's still yes, in the all fours position.
Okay. And I guess just work with your body. Of course, because we have relaxing things might be a little bit more loose. So be extra, cautious of how much you push yourself.
Don't go too deep in any of the stretches,
Yes.
that's all.
Yes. Okay. So, um, how to have more energy in the third trimester. I mean, we're all third trimester is a real bummer. We're like we want to just see ourselves at the end of it. So,
Yeah.
how can we increase our energy?
So honestly, because like you said, we all just want to see ourselves at the end and hold our baby already. And we kind of start having this feeling of like, let me just go and go and go. And we get also, the nesting hormones and we just want to do and prepare and do all those things. And the truth is, we don't have that much extra energy to use for all those extra stuff. So really, what is very important in your third trimester would be to just listen to your body and use whatever energy you do have for basic everyday tasks. Whether you have kids at home, to feed them, bathe them, put them to sleep, play with them, or if you don't, if it's your first pregnancy, to just sit on the couch, eat something warm and cozy. You really don't want to take all that energy that you do have because you will naturally not have much and just expend it on something unnecessary. So you really want to rest in your third trimester. You don't want to overdo anything, even though it feels like it will help you get through that last stretch. But another thing that you can really focus on, obviously, is getting as much sleep as possible, allowing yourself to nap throughout the day if you have the time for it. It's okay to take a nap. I had
Yeah.
to teach that to myself. Like, I'm not a napper. And I was so tired throughout my pregnancy. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, listen, we're going to take naps. We ought to learn how
Listen
to
to
take
your
naps.
body. Yeah.
Exactly. And eating properly, high protein, moderate carbs will be your friend in pregnancy. It's not a time to be dieting and restricting your carbohydrates or any of your nutrients, to be honest. You want to really fuel your body because think of it this way. You giving birth is the most intense physical excursion experience. Think of it as a marathon. Think of it as something that you literally need to prep for. So, yes, take your time to rest, take your time to nourish your body, take your time to just take things easy because your body will be going through something big very soon. So, just go easy on yourself. And another thing is eating warm foods. This is something that I learned from my acupuncturist. It's something in Chinese medicine that they say your body always needs to warm up the food that we ingest. So if you're eating cold food, your body will use that much more energy to warm up that food so it can do its process. So if you're already eating warm foods or like a warm grain bowl or something like that, your body doesn't have to use extra energy to warm up that food that you put into your body. So
That's
it's something
actually, yeah, it's pretty fascinating because I mean, I always tell like the women in postpartum to be, mindful of just like eating warm foods, but I never really thought about it in pregnancy. And it makes a lot of sense. I mean,
it
I'm going to
really
have to
does.
start changing my narrative a little bit on
But
pregnancy.
you don't have to change your narrative because technically your third trimester is going to be very similar to postpartum, to your fourth trimester.
Yes.
Because it's, again, resting as much as possible, nourishing your body, and taking time to just take care of yourself and not take on much. So it is very similar.
Yeah.
Think of it as winter. Let's be on the couch with a blanket and a tea and all those cozy feels. There's no way to necessarily increase your energy other than caffeine if that's your thing, but by making sure you're not putting your energy in places where it's not that necessary and being okay to say no to going out or saying yes to a nap, allowing yourself to really rest and prepare for this big event.
Yes. Just allow that time. Allow yourself. Put yourself first. Okay.
Exactly.
I love that. So let's move on to the next question.
All right.
So this is something that I feel like all women can relate to. And the way that this um, woman actually put it down is so thorough. I really love it. Um, so this is what she says. I need to lose weight and I know I need balanced meals. But 2 days before my period, plus the next 4 days of my period, I'm in a constant sluggish mood, intense cravings, and no drive to exercise or prep healthy foods. The momentum of the diet gets lost when I mess up every month. Any ideas?
I absolutely love this question because I pretty much felt the same way until I realized what I need to be doing hormonally. Until I realize what my body is going through every single month with the cycle, I felt the same way. I felt like, what am I supposed to do? I get these cravings that literally take over, and I feel like everything's lost. And then there's about a week throughout the month that I'm so motivated and I'm eating so right and I'm exercising so well and I can hit PRs in the gym and I I just keep having to restart, and all I get is that 1 week throughout the month where I'm at my best. And I was very hard on myself, and I think a lot of us are. And then I finally learned everything surrounding your period, your monthly cycle. And what I wanna say about that is that craving throughout the month, there's weeks here and there, days here and there that our cravings are higher. It is not it's not a lack of willpower. Cravings are literally our body needing something, but we just don't know what it needs, so we don't know how to fill it. So we keep going to the pantry and getting a bar of chocolate, but we don't realize that that bar of chocolate is really filling our body's need for magnesium or iron or any other nutrient that our body is craving, and we're reaching for something to fill that, and we don't understand what's really happening, so we don't know how to eat accordingly. So when you're in your menstrual phase, your body's iron levels are going to be low due to your blood loss. Your body's inflammation will be a little bit higher. Your body's serotonin levels will also be on a lower end. So you're going to need to accommodate for all that by eating the foods that will boost whatever needs to be boosted and just take care of whatever needs to be taken care of. So, due to low serotonin levels, you're reaching for carbs. Carbs satisfy our serotonin need just like any positive feedback will boost our serotonin, carbs will do that for us. So carbs are going to be super important in your menstrual phase. Why are you reaching for chocolate? Same thing. It is going to help us boost our serotonin when our serotonin levels are low. Why are you going to be wanting more warm and grounding foods? Your body naturally will need that when your body's a little bit more inflamed during your cycle. So, eating the right foods for your menstrual cycle will give your body what it needs, make you feel less out of control, and it will make all your symptoms feel a little bit less severe. So, for example, what can you eat during your menstrual phase that will satisfy all those needs in a healthy way? You're going to be eating foods that are rich in iron because of blood loss. You want to support your iron levels. So, you're going to be eating things like lentils, beans, red meats to boost those levels. You want to also increase your vitamin C levels so that your iron can be absorbed. So, you want to have citrus kind of foods. You're also going to want to have really warm and easy comforting meals. So think of what's your most comforting food? Something warm, cozy, like a soup, a stew. Make sure that there's enough proteins in there. Make sure that you have enough micronutrients such as vegetables, broccoli, and keep everything warm and cozy. You also want to make sure that you're having a moderate carb intake, so your carbohydrates should not be low so that your serotonin levels can stay supported. So that's going to be for your menstrual phase. So your serotonin levels are low, your inflammation is a little bit higher, your estrogen progesterone are low, and your iron levels are a bit on the lower side. So those are the foods that will help support all of that.
As I'm listening to this, it's such a wow moment for me because when I teach birth, like something that we teach is our bodies are so wise. It knows what it needs. And sometimes we don't listen to the messages, but like understanding this and like hearing this, just understanding what your body is craving, it's really because it literally needs it. It's so fascinating. It clicks for me. And I think that I'm going to definitely start like approaching this in a whole new way. So
I'm
anyway,
so happy
thank
to
you
hear.
for that. Carry on.
For sure. It really does. It's the bottom line is that our bodies are not broken. Our bodies are just giving us signals, and we need to understand those signals
Yes.
because it will tell us how to live our lives. It will tell us what foods to reach for. Instead
Yes.
of feeling guilty or like you fell off the bandwagon and your diet is messed up now.
Yes.
Because really, it's not so much about a diet, it's about what does my body need at this stage in my month or at this stage in my life, and let
Yes.
me just give it those foods.
This is what right, this is what you do as, like with your clients, like the one-on-one coaching to really, really guide them and like help them like just blossom literally in
We
their
try.
cycles. So it's just you have so much information. It's very, very, very cool for me to hear that.
Let's continue with all that
Yes.
information. I really hope that people could take it might be a lot of information to take in, but I really hope
Yeah.
people can actually, take away from this as
Yes.
much information as possible and implement it in their lives so they can see the benefits of living with your cycle versus just, following a trend or following a diet or following a workout plan that has nothing to do with what they need and in what stage they are. So now that we know the menstrual phase, why you want your chocolates and your comforting foods, and why you should be giving it to yourself, obviously in a healthy way and in a moderate way, and not be restricting yourself, let's go on to the next phase in your cycle, which will be the follicular phase. So that's usually day 6 to 13. And your estrogen will start rising in this phase. Your progesterone is staying low, but your estrogen will start rising. So you're going to start feeling a lot more motivated, your energy will feel lighter, your digestion will be easier, and your insulin sensitivity will be better. So your blood sugar balance won't be so off the radar like it is in other phases. So that really tends to allow you to not have that many cravings because your blood sugar will be a lot more stable. It will slightly suppress our appetite because of our estrogen starting to rise. So that covers the follicular phase, and the foods that you want to be focusing on as our estrogen rises and our progesterone is still the same is lean meats. We want raw and fresh fruits and vegetables and a nice amount of fibers. Then we head into our ovulation phase, which is day 14 to 16. And this is where our estrogen really peaks and our testosterone, which is our male hormones that we have in a very slight, moderate amount in our bodies, will also be peaking slightly. So, this is the stage in our cycle where we feel the most high in energy, we feel the most strong and regulated, and we have our biggest appetite. In this phase is when we do the best at the gym. We can really push ourselves to work hard and we feel the most control around our foods in this stage. So, in this phase of our cycle, the ovulatory phase, our cravings will probably be the lowest. If you really break down the month and kind of step aside from yourself and observe yourself, you'll see you go from high cravings to moderate cravings to even lower cravings. And then we'll get to the fourth cycle and we'll see what the cravings are going to do then. But at this point, our blood sugar is the most stable, which also leads to the least cravings. And the foods that we want to be focusing on in this phase is just balanced, wholesome meals. So you want every meal to have a great protein, uh, healthy, complex carb, not something that is a simple processed carb. You want something like oats to really nourish you and fats in every single meal. You also want to be adding in antioxidants to support inflammation, and you want to be making sure that even though you have the least cravings and you have the most stable blood sugar and your control around food is the best, you don't want to be under eating in this stage either. Your hormones still need all the nutrients, so you want to be eating properly, proper meals, not under eating, not restricting yourself, but just nice, healthy, balanced nutrition for this stage. After the ovulatory phase, we head into the luteal phase. This is where our progesterone starts finally to rise, and our estrogen is what starts dropping now. So, right from the beginning, we were going estrogen and progesterone were low. The estrogen was the only thing rising. Now, the estrogen is dropping and the progesterone is rising. So, naturally, due to those hormonal shifts, our digestion will slow down and our metabolism will work a bit faster, which leads to an increase in hunger. So think of it as when you're eating, if your body is digesting that food really quickly, you'll be hungry sooner. If your body is digesting the food a lot slower, you'll stay full for longer until the food is fully digested. So because your metabolism is working a little bit faster and digestion speeds up a little bit, you will naturally start craving things again. So here we're heading towards the end of the month where you're kind of getting back to your period. So why are you starting to eat more than a week before? Because a week before, your testosterone and estrogen were higher, and naturally your body was a lot more in control and needing a lot less. Right now, your estrogen is lower and your progesterone is higher, which is causing you to literally need more food. So some people actually eat a lot more to the extent where people could even eat 100 to 300 calories more. And a 300-calorie meal is a nice snack. So think of adding in another mini meal into your day. That much more is what your body might even need. So listen to your body. What does it need? Is it telling you we're okay sticking to the amount of food that we've been eating throughout the month? Stick with it. But if your body's hungry and you're not understanding why you're not satisfied with the 3 meals plus a snack and you want another snack, give it to yourself because your body actually needs it. So it's really fascinating if you think of it that way because you won't be like, "Oh my goodness, I've been doing so good, and now I need another snack in my day? Is this gonna throw off my whole diet? Like, what's happening?" So if we really understand what's going on, we realize that no, it's okay. In those few days, it's okay that I'm gonna be eating a little bit more because my body literally needs it and it's going to be digesting it quicker. So it's not gonna be extra calories that's just gonna add pounds onto me. It really just is listening to your body.
Wow.
It's incredible. It's really
I Um, it's for me, this like, even though I didn't ask this question, for me, it's very much applicable. And this just gave me a whole new, like, just view on the way that I eat because I find myself sometimes just binging and feeling so awful about it after. Like, what am I doing? Like, I'm ruining a full, like you said, like that 1 week of work. It usually happens like for 1 week, I'm good, and then bam, it's over, and it's just like this horrible feeling, but, like, when we understand that this is literally what we need, and it's just going with our cycle and not, like, fighting it, then our body can thrive, really.
it really could.
It's
It's
so
really
amazing.
true. Because the truth is, if you go over what I just said, there's technically about 1 week period in our month that we're at our best.
Right.
So if we keep thinking that for 3 weeks out of the month, we are losing consistency and our willpower is gone and we're messing up our diet, then we're literally just going against ourselves.
Yeah.
We're expecting the most unreasonable reality
Yeah.
because really for 3 weeks out of the month, our body needs a lot more than what what it needs in that 1 week where, we could perform at our best. Every week of the month really needs something else, so you're actually showing up every single week. You're not showing up as your best for that just 1 week because your body actually needs what you're giving it those other weeks too, so that really sums up that, you have a month full of being at your best because your body needs a different best at every
Yeah.
stage.
Very well put. I love
So
that.
it really goes into the rest of life that, we think I'm thinking more of like my training clients, clients who work out with me and they're like, okay, this month we're going to be 100% consistency. And then a week in and they're like, oh, my baby's sick. And I didn't get to work out 3 days this week. Next week we're getting back to it. And I'm like, no, you're not getting back to anything. You're still in it. You're
Yeah.
just responding to life according to what life is giving you. So last week, you did 100% of consistency in the gym. That's great. This week, life required you to be a mom who was more present and a child needed more attention and care. You did great too. You showed up 100% because life required you to show up in a different aspect that week. So you can just keep going the next week once your kid is feeling better and get to the gym again. but it doesn't mean you fell off and you started again. It just
Yeah.
means life needed you to shift for a minute and focus on something else. So
This
it's
is what
not
we mean by, like, lifestyle change versus
exactly. It's not a pause in consistency. It's
yeah,
just a shift of attention to where it needs to be. So
yeah,
it's never I fell off and I need to restart. It's about being balanced and never looking at it as black or white. Like now I went to the gym every day this week, or now I ate perfectly every day this week, and then next week I don't see how that's going to be possible because next week you needs to show up in a different way.
yeah.
And it's just about finding that balance, and I think our cycle really teaches us that. We
Yeah.
work like the moon.
Oh,
It is called our moon cycle. We go from a full moon to smaller, smaller, and smaller, and we show up exactly how we need to in every single stage.
it's very profound.
I think it's a
Okay.
great way to live our lives, honestly.
Yes.
So I just
Th
wanna finish off this last point with the luteal phase with what foods to be focusing on. So you want to be focusing on complex carbs. Allow yourself to have those carbs every single meal. Your body will need it, your body will crave it, and your body will thank you for it when you give it those complex carbs. You want to have B6, so things like bananas and poultry. You want to allow yourself to have salty delicious foods because again, your body will need it and your body will also need magnesium. So don't be scared if you're reaching for the chocolate because your chocolate is going to be helping you with that. And one other thing that I would love to add in here is seed cycling. So to me, it's like, so duh, you seed cycle. We all seed cycle. But no, we don't. Because whenever I mention it to people, I've been doing it for a good few years now. And whenever I mention it to people, they're like, what? Seed cycling? What's seed cycling? I'm not like gonna go and garden right now, so why do I need seed cycling? So seed cycling is basically going to break your month into two phases. It's going to be day 1 to 14 and day 15 to 28. So the seeds that we want to be focusing on will actually support us in the phase that we're in. So for the first half of the month, for the first 14 days, that's from day 1 of your period till day 14 of the month, you're going to be adding in about a tablespoon or so of flax seeds and raw pumpkin seeds. I like raw just because the chances of like seed oils and all that being added into pumpkin seeds are pretty high if it's not raw. And if you're not just aware of those little things, then that's, a whole other topic that we can go into.
yes.
But you can just focus on finding raw pumpkin seeds and flax seeds. Just add in about a tablespoon or so of raw pumpkin seeds and flax seeds to any meal for the first 14 days. So you can either add it to a smoothie, top a yogurt bowl, top a salad, anything, anyway, just add that in. And then for the second half, from day 15 to 28, you can be adding in sesame seeds and sunflower seeds, again, raw into anything. So, what those seeds have in its actual chemistry is going to help and support what our body needs in those phases of our cycle. So, a tablespoon of flax seeds and pumpkin seeds for the first half, and a tablespoon of sesame and sunflower seeds for the second half. And the way I always help myself to remember which one is what is sesame and sunflower is second half. So the SS is for second half, and the flax and pumpkin seed is for first.
Or
So it's
primary.
primary and first, exactly, thank you for adding to that. So primary and first, flax, pumpkin, day 1 to 14. Second, sesame, sunflower for 15 to 28. So that will help regulate your cycle if your cycle is not regular. That will help lessen your mood swings and PMS. It could lessen your cramps, cravings, and all that good stuff.
Very cool. Very
Yeah,
cool. Wow. That's a lot of information that you're sharing with us. This is something that you really do with your clients all the time, and you're being very generous, and we don't take it for
for
granted.
sure. I just want to help
Um,
women. That has nothing to do with clients or not. I just want people to know this information because
yeah.
there's such easy ways to just support your life,
I
support your
know that
everyday
feeling, when
energy.
you're passionate about something, it's like, yes, it's a job, like, no one's out there doing volunteer work, but still when we see that it makes such a difference, we want to help people. It's like we just can't shut up. Like we just want to tell everyone because we know how much it can help them. So thank you. The
You're
next
welcome.
question, are you ready for it? Is
Let's go into it.
this is actually interesting. I don't think I ever heard of it, but let's hear what the expert has to say. Is it true that moms who work out during pregnancy will have babies with better heart health? And what are the benefits?
Actually, is a true statement. It really,
Okay.
really is. So when we strength train during pregnancy, the placental blood flow and oxygen delivery to your baby improves. So think of it as when you yourself are working out, you might be elevating your heart rate, your blood is pumping faster. So all these benefits that you actually get from the workout yourself is being transferred to your baby because you're literally one when your baby's inside of you, right?
Right.
Your heart rate elevating and your blood flow increasing goes straight to your baby through your placenta. So yes, for sure, it will affect your child in a positive way. But there are also so many other benefits. It can really help support healthy birth weight for your baby. And it may even improve stress regulation. And we all suffer from anxiety. Let's be
Yes.
honest. So stress regulation and anxiety and all that, even if it just increases the chances of them being lower or giving your baby just like a leg up, a little bit goes a long way. We can all use a little leg up.
Like nervous system.
Nervous system regulation and just being more centered and
Yes.
present and calm. And honestly, I feel like just little things like let's put exercise aside. If you just focus on breathing and relaxing, which it's not necessarily separate from exercise, it is intertwined because with exercise you want to be breathing properly with your movements. It really regulates you, will which in turn regulates your child. So those are some of the benefits. And it's also just it can help make birth a lot smoother and improve just delivery outcomes.
Yeah.
Rates of C-sections. It's also the chances of gestational diabetes, go down if you are active throughout your pregnancy. And it doesn't mean you need to go aggressive in the gym 6 days a week or lift really heavy or run marathons. It's just more about keeping your body moving, not sitting for extended period of time and just staying a little bit active. And obviously, all of these things have benefits to your child, but the benefits to you are so great. I
Yes.
find that in pregnancy, getting off the couch is so hard. But once you're off the couch, once you're doing your movements, doing your stretches, doing your workouts, you feel so much better after that you cannot imagine ever having wanted to stay on the couch. Because we all know that we feel better, pregnant or not, we feel better after moving. Staying on the couch is just it's necessary if you think back to, our phases in our month. It's necessary for some weeks and some days to just be cozy and to rest and to have all the comfort in the world. But to go through our entire month with too many of those days will, again, not really support what our body needs. Sometimes our body needs to exert all that energy that it has. So, benefits to mother, but benefits to baby for sure. Yes,
Okay. That's good to know. It makes a lot of sense. Like the womb is the baby's first environment and they are, developing according to their environment. So if a mom is
exactly.
exercising, giving good blood flow to the placenta, and also feeling calmer, giving all those happy hormones to her baby, then she's growing a happier baby.
For
Uh,
sure. You know all about that.
yes, but you see, this is why we are very much aligned.
Yeah,
Um,
it's all intertwined.
so the next question is a little bit spicy.
Ooh,
And
let's hear.
I think a lot of people are, experiencing this now. It's the latest trend. to stay or not to stay, we'll find out. But this mom is asking that she is taking Ozempic. Okay. She lost a lot of weight. She's not doing any exercise. Her diet is limited due to low appetite. She just wants to know what is the best exercise to start with.
That is a spicy question. I definitely have a big opinion on that, on the whole Ozempic topic. Hmm. I I don't. I wouldn't recommend it to any of my clients, and I firmly believe that hard work and little changes over time will get you the real results that you want without the side effect. And things like Ozempic, I'm sure that there is a time and place and a person that will need it, but the rate that it's been given to people who I don't believe are qualified or in need of that medication, let's be honest, it's a drug, it's a medication. And why introduce that to your body if you don't have a medical reason for it? So, my opinion aside, to answer your question, what is the most important exercise to be focusing on? So, what really happens with Ozempic is rapid weight loss due to loss of appetite. So, obviously, if our appetite is low, we won't eat as much. And what is our weight loss coming from? Our weight loss is not necessarily coming from fat loss, because if we understand the basis of fat, the way our body responds to fat, the way our body sees fat, to be honest, is our body sees fat as survival. So when our body is in survival, it will hold on to as much fat as possible because it will give our bodies the most nutrients when our body's starving. When we're not feeding our body, fat will give us the most nutrients that we need. So fat will always be the last thing that is really lost. Our not primary, but I would say our first thing that we lose is going to be muscle. Muscle is an extra. The body sees that as not so important. It's not important for survival. So the first thing that we will be losing is our muscle mass. So when you're having very rapid weight loss, like we see with Ozempic, a lot of the weight loss will be water weight and muscle weight. Not so much of the weight that we lose will be fat. So to really counteract that, the only thing I would recommend is strength training. And especially since, you're not eating as much, your energy might be on the lower side. So I personally don't think I would have the energy for cardio because of low nutrient like absorption into my body. So really strength training will be the answer for you. You want to rebuild your muscle that your body has probably lost, and you want your body to get to a place where it's not able to burn too much of the muscle, so it has to start burning a little bit of the fat. So by strength training, there are a host of benefits to strength training. But if you're someone who has lost weight on Ozempic, which I'm so happy that you lost weight, it's great to get into good shape. But it's going to be really, really important for you to do strength training. So it could be body weight, it could be weighted, it could be home, it could be gym, anywhere. Just build some muscle in your body. That will be the most important.
That makes a lot of sense. I never thought of it that way. It's a little bit scary when you think about it in that way that your body is like shedding muscle and like we're talking about the long run bone health, osteoporosis, things like that,
Exactly.
arthritis, it's a big one. Uh,
Especially if you're at the age where, all of that comes to play.
yeah. Well, okay, that's an important one to put out to the people.
Yeah.